Wow, I heard the new boy in class 5 is insanely good minus looking. I've seen him. Where does HES top minus do academically too? Our monitor crossed paths with him at a math competition. And he seems really nice. This morning, someone was struggling to carry a huge stack of books and he, tatter like this, drifted through hallways and corridors all the way for Zhongting. Spotting two girls lingering outside class 5's door, she edged over curiously. Standing on her tiptoes, she caught a faint glimpse of a side profile. So it's him. She had assumed he was just another student reassigned after the arts and science track split. Zhongting pouted and trundled back to her classroom. Settling into her seat, she shot a glance at Lin Xiu, wondering to herself, is he really that handsome? His face is nothing special. Crowds swarmed around him, firing off questions. She pricked up her ears and caught one line clearly. I heard you won a national competition championship before. That's amazing. Just dumb luck. Ha! His tone is just as annoying, bored. Zhongting flipped open her textbook, only to feel his gaze lock onto her out of the blue. Startled, she glared right back, unyielding. There was no long minus standing grudge between them, only a fresh feud sparked the moment they met 2 days ago. All because this new classmate was also her new next minus door neighbor. The night the Lin family moved in, their two families shared a dinner. At the table, Mom John recalled how close the two households had once been, separated only by the Lin parents' business relocation years ago. Reunited after so long, reminiscing about old days felt only natural. Mom Jiang gushed about how docile little Zhongting used to be, clinging to Lin Xiu non-stop, begging for hugs, hand-holding, and tiny kisses. Zhongting squirmed awkwardly in her chair, too flustered to protest. Before she could speak, her mother's tone soured, full of regret. Who'd have thought she'd pick up none of CY's good habits? Her grades keep slipping, she never follows the rules. And Jim constantly called into school, utterly embarrassed. Did she really have to air all my flaws in public? Zhongting's chopsticks froze mid-minus air. Reaching for a braised pork cube, she pulled them back dejectedly, shrinking into her seat. Then she caught a quiet snicker from across the table. Fuming, she snapped her glare at him. It's so funny. Mind your own business. Yet instead of looking away, Lin Xiu calmly picked up a piece of pork and placed it in her bowl. Instantly, the contrast was laid bare. His thoughtfulness and excellence against her recklessness. Mom Zhang's disappointment deepened, muttering that raising a dog would be more rewarding. Learn from Xiu from now on. Your grades can't drop much further, but if you keep slacking off, don't blame me for being strict. Zhongting forced a stiff smile, silently marking every grievance against Lin Xiu. They rode bicycles to school together each morning. She dragged her feet the whole way, hoping he'd get late and get punished by the dean. Yet he always slipped through easily with just his name. She kept her distance, and he pretended not to know her. He never helped her out, and even startled her when she climbed over the school wall to sneak in late. Worst of all, HED witnessed her most humiliating moments, and she could do nothing about it. After school, she raced home on her bike, as if outrunning him would win her some petty victory. That day was no different. She waited by her courtyard gate, ready to mock his tardiness, when sharp, furious shouting burst from his house, louder and harsher than any fight she had ever heard. She froze, then slipped away silently, meeting Lin Xiu at the alley entrance. She huffed coldly. You're so slow. She darted past him, pretending to cross the street to run errands. The moon hung lopsided and cold that night. She wandered the empty streets for hours until the world fell quiet, then headed back. At the alley mouth, she looked up and saw Lin Xiu standing there alone, as if he'd waited for ages. What do you want? She mumbled. He fell silent for 2 seconds. Were you crying? Zhongting would never admit it. No. His suppressed sorrow welled up and widened. On countless lonely nights, she had wandered these streets alone, but no one had ever waited for her beneath the moon. She sniffled, brushing away straight airs with her sleeve. They fight every time they meet, screaming at each other non-stop. Lin Xiu sighed softly. It's cold outside. Come home with me. He paused, adding gently, I'm alone tonight. Scared of the dark? Zhang Ting retorted, clinging stubbornly to her pride. He gave a helpless, indulgent look. Fine. I'm scared of the dark. I need you to keep me company for a while. All right then. After a long hesitation, he asked quietly, have you ever told them how you truly feel? She turned away, gaze sinking into the dark night. What's the point? They never listen, but they deserve to know you care. Maybe. She sounded lost and unsure. Heightened monthly living expenses forced Zhang Ting to take her studies seriously. She crammed last minute for exams, yet English coursework still tormented her. She had to write a movie review and rehearse group dialogue skits. At night on their bike ride home, she acted casual, finally asking, your English is pretty good, right? Lin Siyu corrected her earnestly. It's excellent. Why? Our group's short one person for the assignment. You can join if you want. It pained, proud. Stubborn Zhang Ting to soften her tone. A quiet chuckle escaped him, finding her awkwardness endearing. Who's in your group besides you? The class monitor and subject rep. I'm still recruiting. Smooth. He bit back a laugh. I already promised my desk mate and the monitor. Forget it. She cut him off sharply, feigning indifference. But I can practice with you in private. Ask me anything about your review paper anytime. A gust of wind knocked her hood off. She tugged the drawstrings, answering vaguely, I'll try first. Lin Siyu frowned. She always dodged clear answers, hiding behind half-hearted replies. Come to my house this Saturday afternoon with your homework. Fine. He saw the tiny, secret smile tugging at her lips anyway. They studied side by side. He corrected her pronunciation and grammar mistakes repeatedly, expecting her to snap and lash out. To his surprise, Zhang Ting only scowled fiercely, crossed out wrong answers, and rewrote everything quietly. Her sudden obedience felt alien and unsettling. She simply knew she had no choice. She'd need his help for exams for a long time. Her hard work paid off. Thanks to Lin Siyu's tutoring, her scores jumped sharply in the monthly exam, earning praise from the English teacher. Overjoyed by extra allowance and teacher approval, she focused hard in every class. During the final self-study period, she returned to the classroom from the playground and overheard cruel whispers. Did Zhang Ting cheat? How did her score shoot up so fast? She always scored pretty something last time. Lin Siyu sat right near her. They walked in one after another. She definitely copied his answers. Zhang Ting froze, stepping back slowly, until a hand steadied her shoulders. Why don't you defend yourself? She looked up to see Lin Siyu. It doesn't matter. She had always avoided conflict and gossip. Ignoring her, he stepped into the classroom and faced the murmuring students. I tutored Zhang Ting before the exam. Her progress is all her own hard work. He turned to call her in, only to find she'd vanished. After school, Zhang Ting dragged her feet cleaning the classroom. Reaching the bike shed, she found Lin Siyu waiting patiently. You heard them, didn't you? He asked abruptly. Mind your own business, she snapped irritably, irritated by her harsh tone. He tossed his backpack into his bike basket and cycled away in a rush. Instantly, Zhang Ting felt adrift, drowning in dense, overwhelming regret. Her cruel words had hurt him deeply. I know you were happy I stood up for you. Lin Siyu circled back, worn thin by years of putting up with her mood swings. He'd been ready to snap, until he heard her quiet mumble. How did you know? He nearly laughed in frustration. I'm just that smart. Be honest with me from now on, okay? She muttered a reluctant okay, cheeks flushing faintly. After a beat, she asked, why? Who knows? He shot back instinctively, then softened. I don't remember much about our childhood, but we used to hold hands. I'm supposed to look out for you. Memories that we've forgotten don't count. Zhang Ting huffed, speeding past him. Unlike before, she slowed her pace soon after. Lindsay, you once rescued a stray cat. At first, it hid on the shoe rack, hissing and swatting anyone who drew near. Yet secretly ate the milk and snacks he left out. It stayed wary for months before finally letting him pet its head and curl its tiny pink paws around his fingers. Jiang Ting was just like that cat. As Jiang Ting's grades steadily improved, the class rearranged seating, putting her far away from Lin Siyu, frustrated and stuck on a tricky math problem after filling pages of scratch paper. She watched a paper ball land on her desk. Assuming it was trash, she glared up only to meet Lin Siyu's questioning gaze. Her anger faded at once. He unfolded the note, reading his short question. Which question? She copied the problem down weakly and tossed it back. Waiting for his solution, her heart raced faster than normal, and every small note exchange afterward left her giddy with quiet anticipation. During evening self-study, she scribbled another difficult question on paper. As she tossed it, she spotted their homeroom teacher passing the window. Her hand jolted, sending the ball flying to Ruan Yi, sitting diagonally behind Lin Siyu. Slow to warm up and sharp-tongued, Jiang Ting barely knew Ruan Yi, only aware she was a top student favored by teachers. She waved awkwardly, gesturing toward Lin Siyu. Ruan Yi nodded and passed the note along. She never noticed how close Ruan Yi and Lin Siyu grew after that day. After school, she packed her bag early. The bell rang, and she glanced back to see Lin Siyu sitting at another desk, deep in discussion with Ruan Yi. She bit back his name on her lips. Both were gifted scholars, sharing quiet smiles and synchronized nods over textbooks, a bond she could never understand. She repacked her bag slowly, slipping out silently when they showed no sign of parting. She trundled downstairs and waited alone in the bike shed as classmates left one by one. Just as she unlocked her bike for the third time, Lin Siyu ran over breathless. Why didn't you wait for me? You're so good at math. Can't you figure out why I'm upset? She rolled her eyes silently, pulling her hood over her head. I'm hungry. I want roasted sweet potatoes from the alley shop. He scoffed. All you think about is food. You forget words overnight and formulas by afternoon. Jiang Ting hopped on her bike and sped away. Lin Siyu frowned, sensing her odd mood. He finally realized she was upset the next day in self-study, when a paper bowl landed on his desk. The handwriting washed hers. He guessed she'd seen Ruan Yi passing him notes. During P-Labs, Jiang Ting dropped from the front to the back in minutes. Lin Siyu easily fell into step beside her. I thought that note was from you. He explained. It was just a homework question, and I answered her after class. She stayed silent, too tired to speed up. He seized his chance. After a few more steps, he nudged her elbow gently. Tired? Want to work for a bit? Collapsing sounded perfect, yet she gritted her teeth. She did it on purpose. Lin Siyu sighed, trying to reason. Not necessarily. Everyone struggles with different subjects. I don't care. She sprinted ahead. Being friends with you is exhausting. He muttered, catching up again. Fine. I was gonna treat you to a hot pot this weekend. Jiang Ting stumbled mid-step. She'd only mentioned craving hot pot the day before. Spicy 9-grid pot tripe in one section. Beef in another. He'll talk to you. Incoming. Lin Siyu booked a hot pot reservation and spotted a new movie HED wanted to watch. He invited Jiang Ting, finalized their weekend schedule, planned travel time, gaps between shows and dinner, and even listed their order. On the weekend morning, he lazed at home under a clear blue sky, his heart soft and light. He waited patiently for her call. I was asleep waiting for you, he complained. A short pause came from the line. I can't make it. My stomach hurts all of a sudden. Did you take medicine? He asked instinctively, then added awkwardly. Drink plenty of warm water. Jiang Ting hung up coldly. His light, carefree mood crumbled instantly. He flopped onto his bed, deflated. The sunset dyed the sky soft pink. He snapped a photo to send her, when her call rang. What are you doing? Thinking of you, he thought, answering flatly. Reading. Spending so much time with her rubbed off. He picked up her habit of hiding his true feelings. The sky's pink. Can you see it? Yeah, it's beautiful. He feigned surprise. Wanna go look outside? He raced over on his bike, taking her to the lake. Passing a mall, she kicked her legs lightly. He'll grab cream puffs quickly. But once inside, she lost all sense of time. She tried on hats, hair ties lingered at shiny accessory stalls, and tested lip gloss shades on her wrist. Which red looks better? She asked, holding up for swatches. Linciu squinted at the bright hues, utterly confused. Why had he agreed to come? Glancing at the darkening sky. Her mood dropped. It's too late. I have to head home. You'll treat you to hot pot the week after next. All right. He turned to leave, then paused. Why then? Secret. He found her behavior strange. She hopped off her bike in the alley, waving quickly as she rushed home. Puzzled, he texted her that night. What's wrong with you lately? Mom won't let me go out. Why? Gotta memorize vocabulary. See you tomorrow. Changing the subject was her go minus to trip. He never guessed her mother had caught her dressing up nicely, with a new coat, hair bow and ruby lip gloss. Suspecting she'd lied about studying with Lin Siyu, Mom Zhang banned her from going out. Restless in her room, Zhang Ting realized she'd missed him terribly. Longing to hear his voice and see his smile, she'd snuck out behind her parents' backs. Sitting on his bike's back seat, she finally understood she needed better grades to stand beside him openly and without restraint.